Good morning, everybody. This is Higher Thoughts from the Black Perspective podcast. We coming to you today. I had the Real Rail and Rising Phoenix and the architect with me. Hopefully, you guys enjoy our topic we're covering today. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Definitely, we want your viewpoints. So hit those comments up. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about today. I'm gonna pass it over to Rising Phoenix so she can give our contact information for our videos on all our platforms. So without further ado, Rising Phoenix.
All right, what's going on, y'all? You can find us at TikTok at the Black Perspective 552, Twitter TB Perspective 55, YouTube the Black Perspective, and over on Instagram the Black Perspective 552.
What's going on, y'all? Let's get it in. So y'all,
okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, kick it on up. Go ahead, you got it.
Okay, so the last video we talked about the Israeli-Hamas Palestinian conflict. And I saw last night Dave Chappelle got into a little bit of trouble out here on a stand-up show that he did in Boston. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to watch this little I don't have the actual stand-up. It's like a news story that talks about it, the news reporting on it. So without further ado, we're going to play this little quick clip of this video. And we're going to break it down and just give our thoughts about what he says and what he talked about, okay? And let's go.
Dave Chappelle triggered a walkout during one of his shows in Boston after he condemned the Hamas attacks on October 7th and criticized Israel's relentless bombing of Gaza. The comedian, 50, aired his views about the conflict in the Middle East during his performance at the TD Garden Arena on Thursday, according to the Wall Street Journal. He slammed Israel over its response to the attack by Hamas, which has seen over 6,000 bombs dropped on Gaza in less than a week, and accused the country of killing innocent people. Chappelle also said the U.S. was guilty of aiding the slaughter of innocent civilians during his show and said war crimes were taking place in Gaza. The comments surfaced after he said he did not think pro-Palestine students who were protesting for a ceasefire should lose their job offers. Chappelle condemned the Hamas attacks on October 7th, in which 1,400 Israelis were killed and another 200 were taken hostage, before he slammed Israel's military response, according to audience members. An audience member told the comedian to shut up, and an emotional Chappelle criticized the Israeli government for cutting off water, along with fuel and electricity that power water and sewage plants. It had also blocked off humanitarian aid from reaching Gaza from Israel. There were cheers from some audience members who shouted, "Free Palestine," while others reacted with, "What about Hamas?" Chappelle's comments led to some people in the crowd getting up and leaving his show. The military response by Israel to the Hamas attacks has seen more than 4,300 Palestinians killed, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. More than half of those killed by airstrikes have been women and children, according to the service. Israel told all residents in the northern Gaza Strip to evacuate and move south, but airstrikes have continued to hit southern Gaza. Some Palestinians have refused to leave their homes as they believe nowhere is safe. Israel cut off supplies to Gaza after the Hamas attacks, which saw its military wing break through the border into Israel.
All right, y'all. So I'll start this one off.
Okay.
First off, let's just talk about the Dave Chappelle part. So Dave Chappelle did, denounce the Hamas part of the attack on Israel when they went in there and did that. And he did denounce that. He talked about, from what that clip said, he did talk about the war crimes. And the war crimes are, it's 2.3 million people, Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. They're packed in, I think it's like 17 square miles. Am I wrong on that one? Or was it bigger?
It's 100. Altogether, it's like 140 square miles.
So. 140 square miles. Yeah, I knew 17 square miles was like. But that's still not a big spot for, it's jam-packed. It's 2.2 million people. Half of those are children. Israel is not bombing Hamas. They're bombing Palestinians. They're not wiping out Hamas by these bombings. They're wiping out Palestinians. They're killing children. Half of the population of the Palestinians are children. So you're bombing children. You're not bombing Hamas. You're not killing the so-called terrorist organization, which I don't call them terrorists. I call them freedom fighters, but that's a whole different story. So I don't really get why, people, I understand why people get offended when, we talk about this, and people like me say those types of things, that these are war crimes and you killing children, that you're not going after Hamas, because they don't understand the conflict. And I know that it's a lack of education, a lack of knowledge, and it's some, sentimental value, but, it's not just, Jewish people that are saying, it's not just Jewish people that are saying, a lot of Jewish groups are saying free Palestine and it should be better. They're not going after, but a lot of them are saying, Hamas, they should do that. And they agree with what's going on, but it's the same thing like 9/11. When Al-Qaeda attacked the U.S., we didn't just go indiscriminately bomb Iraq. We didn't just go kill everybody in Iraq, just bomb all the civilians, bomb everybody. We invaded and we went after, the Iraq war was a whole different story. We could talk about that. Wasn't a good idea. But they went after Al-Qaeda. They didn't go after all the Afghanistan people. They didn't just bomb indiscriminately. We didn't just bomb their whole country, layer their whole country with bombs. It's been since Hamas attacked, there's been like 6,000 bombs dropped on Palestine, on the Gaza Strip, on Palestinians. Like 6,000 bombs. You killing everybody. You blowing up mosques, you blowing up churches. And it is a political aspect to that, but I don't want to get into it. What's the guy name in Israel? The prime minister of Israel. I can't pronounce his name right now. I'm getting tongue-tied, but he's trying to stay in power. And a lot of Israelis want him out. I think this war on Hamas is a distraction. I do believe that they knew that Hamas was going to attack. And I think they're using this as a distraction, but it is a problem with how they're going about it. They're not going after Hamas. They're killing everybody. So that's my initial thought. Anybody?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, what you're saying. And to go off and piggyback on what you were saying, as far as this, because it's a crisis, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't happen. Now, if Hamas went in and did what they did, I'm not condoning that at all. Our platform is not saying that, we for innocent people initially getting attacked. We're not for that. If they said babies was beheaded and all these things like that. So we're not condoning that at all. But we are going to condemn a war crime. And those are war crimes when you start bombing innocent people. When you start taking from another organization, which is Hamas, and you start bombing innocent people that don't have anything to do with that organization, that's a problem. Just like Hamas going into Israel attacking innocent civilians, that's a problem. So these are issues with two organizations, which is the Israeli government and the Hamas organization. That's who that should be. No innocent civilians should be involved with that by any means. So, you know what I mean? And Dave Chappelle was actually just giving people the history, the background. But when you give people the history and the context of things, and this culture we're living in now, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear what's popular. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the backstory. They don't want to hear the root of something. They want to hear the reaction to what happened. Oh, they did this, so this caused for this. No, there's not no justification for these people to be getting bombed out of they not even a community, because they living in a prison. Let's be serious about this. This is not a loving community that they're living in. They are basically refugees in their own country.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
It's the propaganda. They're going with the propaganda of what they've been told. And instead of knowing about exactly what happened, they're going with the propaganda of what's been put out there. And that's where the headache and issue come from. And like you were saying, Benjamin Netanyahu, that's the part, that's Israel. I just got his name. But anyway, they're going with the propaganda. It's all propaganda. Like you said, that they talked about Hamas when they did their raid back when they did it, I think on the 10th or the 7th, that they were beheading children and all that stuff. I've seen other reports from different news organizations, international news organizations, that said that wasn't true. They wasn't beheading children. They didn't do that. They did take hostages, but they weren't beheading children. They didn't do it like it was brought to us. And getting off into the propaganda, we can talk about we can get into that and talk about, deeply into that. But you always gonna have some stuff. On the propaganda tip, I want to show y'all this little video real quick and look at this little quick video from the BBC News organization. Hang on. Oh, I'm off. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm off.
While you look for that though, too, I mean, we already know that whoever holds the media got the power.
Absolutely.
So, Israel got the media. You know what I mean? The Western media. So they got the power all day.
Yeah. So the reports that's put out, it can be screwed one way. It can be interpreted one way or another because of what they're allowing us to know. Yeah. Of course they can be beheading children because at their mind it's a war. They're at war, and in war, anyone is subject to being killed or beheaded or anything else.
But who are they at war with though? Are they at war? So are they at war with Hamas or are they at war with Palestine? The Palestinians. Yeah. Because they're not at war with the Palestinians. It's one organization. It's equated to Al Qaeda. Like I equate to Al Qaeda. Were we at war with the Afghanistans or were we war with Al Qaeda? Because we went in and we fought Al Qaeda. We didn't just go kill all the Afghanistans, Afghanistan people. We didn't go in and kill all the Iraq people. You get what I'm saying? Right. I mean, we killed some. It was innocence lost, but we didn't just go bomb Iraq. Just drop 6,000 bombs. We could have, if Israel could drop 6,000 bombs, we could have dropped 12,000 bombs on Iraq. They whole country. We could have. It
was more like a hostile takeover, though. In ours, it's like our military. Wherever we go, we're planted there. We're not leaving.
We went in there and just took over. And the Iraq war, hindsight being 2020, we know what happened. It was no weapons of mass destruction. We shouldn't have went over there, blah, 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 blah. He wasn't so-called, giving weapons of mass destruction to terrorists because they didn't have any. It was a scam. It was the propaganda for the American people. They geeked us up. And at that time, everybody was okay with it because they just took out the World Trade Center. They crashed the airplane into the Pentagon. They attacked us.
But allegedly, yeah.
It wasn't allegedly. I don't do conspiracy theories, and I have no other reason to believe that they didn't. But okay, it was allegedly. It's a bunch of conspiracy theories, but okay, so be it. We could talk about that too. But we didn't just go over there and kill, say, the Afghanistans or Al Qaeda and killed everybody. What Israel is kind of doing, in my eyes, they're making it like all Palestinians are Hamas.
I agree with that.
And they're not. And that's what. And this clip, I'm going to show y'all this clip, and you guys, this kind of go over what I'm saying. Hold on.
On BBC News, we reported on some of the pro-Palestinian demonstrations at the weekend. We spoke about several demonstrations across Britain during which people voiced their backing for Hamas. We accept that this was poorly phrased and was a misleading description of the pro-Palestinian demonstrations. Now, here's the weather.
And you
Mm.
see, they got so much. They Hamas and Palestinians are two different things.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that clip is so powerful because she's actually coming out apologizing about misleading. So what else have y'all not apologize about misleading us in different directions and making us become biased to things that don't affect us for real, or it's not even a real occasion or the situation. So
and let's go a little bit deeper, something that we as Black people can understand. So you had, let's go Black Panthers, okay? The Black Panther organization, the FBI, CIA, the police departments wanted to get rid of them. What if they just started bombing? What if they just started bombing all the Black neighborhoods?
Where
the Black Panthers had that, killing all the Black people. No, they took them out strategically. You know, and it was wrong. It was wrong, but they took them out strategically. The only time I can think about when they did that, when they in Philadelphia, when they bombed that street of row houses and caught them all on fire. That was the same thing, and it was backlash. They're not killing Hamas. Just if they were killing Hamas would be done right now. They just dropped 6,000 bombs. So it should be over. If you're going after Hamas, send your special forces. Mossad, Israeli got one of the best secret services thing. The Mossad, they go in there a tactical strike, and they could be done with. It could have been done by now.
But you know what? It goes back to propaganda, like y'all was saying. It's propaganda. Like, think about it. A military that's so powerful like Israel, they don't have the intelligence to know about an organization such as a Hamas. I mean, come on.
And see, this goes back to a conspiracy. I just said I don't do conspiracy theories. This goes back to a conspiracy theory of Benjamin Netanyahu trying to retain power. He's trying to do a lot of stuff in Israel where he's a hardline conservative, and they want him out of office. He's trying to ban the Christian religion and all other religions except the Zionist religion in Israel, and they want him out of power. You get what I'm saying? And he's trying to hold on to power. He's trying to turn it into a dictatorship. Instead of democracy, because he only wants to roll with the Zionists, and that's not right. That's not. I mean, and he's doing this, and I firmly believe Saudi Arabia said that they told them months in advance about something was about to happen, and they ignored the warning signs. Then you got Israel got the best. Like I said, they got the best spy network in the world. The best in the world. You telling me they didn't know?
Right.
And you know what's funny? They work with our CIA intelligence.
You telling me they didn't know? You telling me they couldn't stop that right up under their nose? And Saudi Arabia told them, we told y'all something was gonna go down, and y'all ignored it. They said, no, we didn't know. So they lying on you. So either they lying on you or you knew. So one or the other, and then plus you have the best, one of the best, probably next to America, you probably got the best secret, spy network in the world.
That's a fact.
You can't tell me y'all don't know where the leaders of Hamas are. I've been watching the news. I've heard they killed a couple of leaders so far of Hamas, like 2 or 3 of them. They said they killed the one who was responsible for setting up the attack, but they did a whole apartment building to kill him. They blew up the apartment building. So they killed him and 150 other people. You see what I'm saying? You don't know where these people are, literally. Send a strike team in there. If y'all want to go to war, you killing kids. Those are war crimes. Dave Chappelle was right.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you don't think those are war crimes, I don't know what to say.
And then if you notice too, go ahead, finish your last point.
And I'm not against Israel. I'm not what they call anti-Semitic. I'm not. I'm not against, Jewish people. I love everybody. I'm not anti-Semitic because I have a different viewpoint. So Let's not start calling the black perspective anti-Semitic. You thought it was okay with Hitler. No, we don't. We don't think that was okay. We don't hate y'all. We understand y'all history. We get what we understand what y'all went through. But let's call a spade a spade. That's war crime.
It's just speaking facts. That's what it is. You should be allowed to speak your truth. Like the truth is the truth. And you should be able to speak that without being demonized for it.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
And you was gonna make a point too. You were saying something about the emotional. Like if you notice with the clip, the person was like he did an emotional.
He got emotional. They said an emotional Dave Chappelle, and it was like an emotional. Why he had to be emotional to speak about what he feel, to speak the truth.
When the person told him to shut up, remember when the person told him to shut up? He got emotional about going into rock.
It's sad. It's sad. I mean, it's really, really, really sad. You think about it. Think about if you were a Palestinian American, okay, a person from Palestine living in America. How it's sad. Empathy. They just killing everybody.
Yeah.
You basically, what I see what you're doing is you're doing a genocide. You're trying to wipe them out.
Yeah.
You're trying to wipe the Palestinians out. You're basically genociding them.
Yeah, and it was a plan, like you said. It's all propaganda, and it's a distraction to keep Benjamin in office. You know what I mean? Now he doesn't want to be in office, and that's what they do. We always know they do these type of missions like this. It's been going on.
The easiest way to stay in power is to start a war. If you start a war, if I start a war and I made this war, I'm going to get another term because I got to clean up my mess.
Exactly.
Be in power longer.
Exactly.
And it's his war because I don't get it. And I see it all the time. You see it all the time. America, I'm not saying America do the war, but just America sending all this money over there. Now we want to get into it. You have the other countries. This could be World War III. You have the Yemen saying if America keep doing stuff, and Yemen did send some rockets. I'm not gonna say Yemen. I'm gonna say Hezbollah, which is an organization out of Yemen. They
Lebanon too. You talking about Lebanon?
Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon.
Yeah. Yemen. Okay, that's Yemen is in Lebanon, I think, right?
No, they do. Okay. They right by each other. Yeah.
Okay. But Hezbollah. But it's all in that area though. They did some rockets over to a U.S. military base. In retaliation for America helping them. America shot them down.
Yeah,
we just got all that Star Wars stuff. We good like that. They didn't shoot rockets. They had drones. They went for a drone attack and they shot their drones down.
Yeah,
but this could escalate into some very serious repercussions for us. For Americans, and it shouldn't. Yeah. We shouldn't be. It's wrong. We on the wrong side of this one. To me.
Yeah, we are.
Why are we in it at all though?
Because we always in that, because it's a strategic grounds for America to have a strategic partnership with Israel. We're right in the middle of Muslim country. Yeah, if we keep a friend in Israel, we can have an ally in Israel. We have a base. We have a base right in the middle of Muslim country, in Muslim territory.
Yeah,
right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Another thing too, Saudi Arabia. Blinken, our U.S. Secretary of State, he been going around trying to get people to be on the Western side, and they went to Saudi Arabia. He had a meeting with the Prince of Saudi Arabia, and he left him for hours. He didn't show up to the next day to meet with him because he was like, and he told him in the meeting, he was like, y'all need to pull out. Y'all, what y'all doing is wrong. So Saudi Arabia ain't for it. Same way with Egypt. Prime Minister just came out and was like, what y'all doing is wrong. Like, y'all not giving these people no aid. Y'all cut off water. That's war crimes.
It's war. That's why it's war crimes. You tell them to go south. If leave, we're gonna bomb you guys. Go south, but you're bombing the south. So where do you want us to go? Get out of there. We can't get out of there because the borders are closed. And going back to what you said, Saudi Arabia was starting to normalize relations with Israel to recognize them as a state. To try to, and that would have, and what they were trying to do was normalize relations with Israel, which would recognize them as the first Muslim country to recognize them as a state, which would have and part of those talks was to get, I believe, was to get the Palestinians better rights and better treatment. And once this war started, they cut off talks for normalization. They didn't say we're not going to normalize you, but we're going to pick up the talks when all this is over. Let's see how this goes, and we'll pick back up talking about it later.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of repercussions in this stuff that Israel is not, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, they are not right. They are on the wrong side of this. They're not. It's not honest. It's not truthful. It's not. They're wrong. We're not even gonna get into the point that we're not even gonna get into the topic of what we talked about last time when we won this, that y'all are occupiers in these people's land. Y'all took these people's land. We don't need to get back into that. Let's just talk about this, just how y'all are doing them with this conflict. Y'all always bomb them. Averaging every 3 years has been, like I said, if you were a child, 15 born in Gaza, at 15, you saw 5 of these conflicts.
Yeah.
Y'all just keep doing it.
And y'all got surveillance on them, these people. Y'all watching them like prisoners. Like y'all got surveillance on them. Y'all know exactly where they at all times. Like y'all, so how y'all don't know that this organization is coming into y'all land?
Right.
Come on,
and how do you not know how to send tactical strikes to kill these people? You know where they at.
Come on now.
You always know where they at. You know what these people eating for dinner because you shipping everything in there.
Come on now, the water, electricity, everything. Y'all control everything. Like
it's not. I don't get it. I just don't get it though.
But the American people, we not well versed into our history though. We don't really get off into that. So a lot of the American people is not educated on that information. So it's easy to get us to be on that side of Israel when we don't know the whole situation because we haven't been educated. So when we hear it in the media, we hear, oh, they terrorists. So it's okay for us to be like, oh, okay, go ahead with it then. Whatever they need, help these people out because these is innocent people getting hurt by these terrorists. We went through that in the 911.
And that's cool. And that's all right. Even if you on the side of the fence that say Hamas are terrorists, go after them.
Yeah.
It's no reason for you to bomb everybody, all the Palestinians. All the Palestinians aren't Hamas.
Yeah.
They might support Hamas because Hamas is fighting for their freedom. They might be okay with what Hamas is doing because they're fighting for their freedom. Just like a lot of people were cool with what the Black Panthers were doing because they were taking care of Black people, but everybody wasn't a Black Panther.
Yeah, right.
Everybody not Hamas in Palestine.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Go after them. If your war is with, you want to wipe Hamas out. So your way of wiping Hamas out is to kill all Palestinians. I guess that's one way to do it. That's kind of heavy-handed.
Yeah, that's extremely heavy-handed. Extremely.
And it's heavy-handed to the point where it's a war crime.
Yeah.
From the convention, the conventions of war, that's a war crime. You don't kill innocent men, women, and children. You don't just slaughter innocent men, women, and children relentlessly. It's always going to be casualties of war, but everybody is not going to be. Everybody shouldn't be a casualty of war.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. And it almost seems like a plan, like you said, a distraction. It almost seems like a distraction how everything aligned together. So I'm with you. Everything you said, I definitely agree with 100%. And I'm looking for the audience. What y'all think about this? Give us your feedback. Like, subscribe, comment. Share it. Let's get engaged into these convos because there's gonna be a lot of it coming, y'all. Like China, we on the fence with China, we on the fence with Russia, we on the fence with Yemen, Iran. I mean, everybody. We got some obstacles. You know what I mean?
All of this play a part, and we can get off into the American political system of how, with this government funding that they're tying the help from Ukraine and the help for Israel funding into funding for border walls or border security, national security here. And we can get into that. And I'm not, we can get into the border security in America. All that play a part in this bigger picture issue stuff.
Yeah, it really does.
It all kind of tie in together. And it gets interesting. It gets deep. It gets interesting. And it's agendas. It's agendas more than just Israel and Hamas.
Yeah,
people are trying, politicians are trying to get agendas passed.
Yeah.
And the more you can keep the propaganda going, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this: President Biden just presented a $106 billion plan to the Congress right now. So I just seen
to get
to fund Ukraine and Israel.
Okay.
So,
and that's a lot like
that. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I'm not even, in my personal opinion about funding other countries' wars is we don't need to do it. I understand why they're doing it. It's strategic points. It's strategic for military operations to Ukraine, right by Russia. That's strategic. Israel, right in the middle of the Middle East, the Muslim territories, or Muslim land, or Muslim countries, whatever you. Not saying that in a disrespectful way. So I hope people don't take when I say Muslim country, take that disrespectfully, because I don't mean that. But the geographical location is mostly, Middle East. But Israel's right in the middle. It's strategic for us, but it doesn't help the American people. How do giving $168 billion, $160 billion to other country help us? We can't even solve our homeless population.
Yeah, that's
right.
Borders are wide open, sanctuary cities like New York and them. And see, at first when this started happening, like the governor of Texas, Abbott, he was shipping immigrants up to New York and California. And he just kept he kept shipping them out. I'm like, man, he a dirty so-and-so. But I get what he's doing now, because New York is like, it's too many of them. Mm-hmm. We don't got enough people. We can't take care of them. We don't have enough money. So I get what he was doing. He making y'all understand, okay, y'all want to have sanctuary cities, you take care of them. Mm-hmm. This is how much you only getting 5% of what we get. Mm-hmm. And you can't even handle that. We a border state. We getting flooded by them.
Yeah.
We only sending 5% of them up to y'all, and y'all can't even handle that.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm Republican, Democrat philosophy, but I do think we need to work on our immigration stuff. But I jumped subject off of Ukraine and all of that stuff. But okay.
But you're right, though, because it's economics, though, because it affects American people with jobs, with other assistance as far as help and homelessness go. I mean, those funds could be dedicated to those people or allocated to them.
Those funds need to be, we definitely can do more for the American people with $160 billion.
It seems like it's passive.
$106 billion. I'm sorry.
100 billion.
It doesn't seem like it's a passive situation when it comes to helping our own, but it's no hesitation when it comes to helping other countries.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you help in America, you're giving them welfare. Your hands out. Get up and work for it. It ain't no reason for you to be homeless. You 40 years old and you ain't got no job. Okay, that's what they say. But we good, like you said, we good. We're giving money all over the place. But we as American people, the citizens of America, we need to get more informed and know about what's going on instead of listening to what they tell us. Make an opinion for yourself. It doesn't take a lot. We TikToking and Netflixing all day. And TikToking and YouTubing and Instagramming all day, but we don't learn nothing.
No, nothing at all.
You're not looking. You don't try to understand nothing. You're going by what you've been told. I don't see, and I'm not trying to jump off subject, but this is just how bad we are. I had an argument with somebody who was talking about flat Earth, and they sent me a TikTok video. It had a map of flat Earth, and at the top of the map was Asgard. And they said that's the proof of flat Earth. And I was trying to explain Asgard is where Thor lived.
Yeah.
Map of the Thor movie. You saying, that's what you listen to. We need to start listening to garbage and read a book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though. We have progressed so much of people being who they want to be that we forgot the realistic and realistic and it's another word too I wanted to say, but we have got so far from being realistic, right?
Delusional.
We delusional now. Yeah, that's a good way to go. We delusional now. We have become so delusional that hey, you can't do that if you don't put the time into something. You can't figure like the flat Earth theory. We ain't had debates with this with people. And
where
it's
was Wakanda at?
Man,
where was Wakanda at?
But we living in a fairy tale. But that lets you know that it's a lot of mental health going on that has not been diagnosed. You know, it's a lot of issues.
And some of a lot of it is mental health, but we living in a world that's so easy now to be entertained.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So when we was young, we went to the library when we were kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And we liked to go in and get a book to read.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, I mean, even do an audio book. We don't nobody read no more.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't read nothing. You just get online and you TikTok and these 30-second videos. We turned ourselves. Everybody is ADHD.
Yeah, everybody.
Your attention span is like a little kid in a cartoon. That's why cartoons go, they change scenes so quick to keep a little kid's attention. We all like that. These 30-second videos keep you ADHD. You can watch it all day. I get caught up. I'll go in there. I get caught up. And entertainment purposes.
Well, we can't separate ourselves from our devices.
Yeah, because we just ADHD. You need that instant thrill.
Yeah.
And we don't. So my challenge to people is, and I want y'all to comment, if somebody knows more about this Israel, Hamas, Palestine issues than we do, please fill us in. Let us know where we are at. Give us different stuff to research because we down with it. If you want to come on the show, hit us up in the comments. We'll contact you.
Yes,
you got in. We going live. I believe Phoenix said we going live. Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 Central. We here. We'll have a link to go. If anybody want to, get in and share their thoughts. If y'all disagree with us, if you think we're 100% wrong, talk to us. Tell us why we wrong. We open. Let's go. Because this is a good topic. This is not just a good topic. It's an important topic.
Right.
I agree. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly. For sure. I agree with it. So, man, that's what it is. That's where we're at. And I want to just end it with this too. They said, I was reading an article, and I'm gonna send it. I might go ahead and put that article and tag it in our YouTube when we drop this video. But it had the screen addiction. It said screen addiction is causing mental health. So it's causing people to be frustrated. They can't hold conversations no more. I mean, it was pretty bad. So
social skills is terrible. You should drop that to us. Let's look at it, do a little bit more research, and we should do a video on that because this was terrible. Kids don't know how to talk no more.
No, they don't. Like people got to pay for friends now. The Gen Z is paying for friends.
Yeah,
we never experienced that. We never experienced nothing like that before. So we definitely living in some tough times right now, y'all.
Yeah, that's a whole 2 hour. That's a whole 2 hour show. Let's go. No, real talk. That's real.
Yeah, that's
a whole 2 hour show. We can get into that. Yeah,
okay.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna land it there and just say that's my thoughts, y'all. That's where I'm at right there. We go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, y'all, and share, and you got the flow.
Yeah. Before we go, let me just reiterate what Higher Thought says. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, and 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Wednesdays live.
Oh, y'all Mountain Standard? Y'all still going up in that mountain?
Listen, we what they call it, Pacific. It was Pacific and
Pacific. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Oh, thank you for correcting that. Thank you for correcting that. This is the Black Perspective Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. Again, we're open for any comments. Tune in. We will be dropping a lot more stuff to keep you guys engaged and interested. We covering any topics. We open to suggestions on topics too. So just hit us up. Let's talk. Peace.
Peace.